Hello. I'm on early for a couple reasons. One is obviously we get on early here for these great lives and we wait for our company, I like to call it, to join us. But I just wanted to introduce everybody a little bit. So this is the series premiere of Heart+home+harmony live. It's not a podcast. That's what I keep telling myself. It's not a podcast because it's live, it's short, but maybe it's a podcast. I don't know. It's not all audio too. I looked it up. Podcasts are audio recorded shows. And I'm sure it will sort of delve into that a little bit over time. I'm definitely going to post it across to YouTube and here. Mary's here. She's going to be on in just a short minute. But this whole series is really less like interviewee as far as like trying to gather some sort of information or intel. It's like a friendly conversation where you get to know some of these people on a level that's a little more friendly and a little more open, and see what they want to talk about that maybe they don't always get a chance to talk about. And of course, also we'll talk about their creative energies and their creative talents. And today is our premiere show, and Mary is joining us. Hey, girl. Hey. So I'm going to wave to all y'all. Thank you all for joining. I'm so excited. And we're going to have a lovely conversation. One of the things I love about Heart+home+harmony, okay, besides the fact that that is absolutely sort of what encompasses my personality and my dreams, and I think so many of our dreams and goals, these are the things that are important in life to me. And they kind of all work together in such a beautiful way. I was a singer before, so that's where the harmony comes from, but also, of course, it really means things working beautifully together. So on that note, I want to welcome Mary. I'm going to ask her to join me. Follow her. And she's phenomenal. So I think every time I minimize it, it goes away. So there we go. Let's try again. I'm early, Mary. Sorry. Oh dear. Did we freeze? I don't know why. I keep inviting you, Mary. I don't know why it's not going on, but hopefully you'll join in a minute. Mary has the best life. I mean, I know you're not supposed to judge people by what you say on Instagram, but Mary, your Instagram, you are the most fun, and I cannot believe how much fun you can have and still be a mother and have kids. So you got to teach us a little bit of something about that. You should be seeing an invite in your Instagram to join. It says you're unable to join. Why is that? Do you want to ask me to join? I don't know why it does that sometimes. It says you're unable to join, but I know you can do it because I've done this many times. Better not have anything weird set up. Let's try again. Oh no! We can't start the season with technical difficulties. It's not acceptable. Oh no! Oh. Maybe you can request to be a part of this live. I don't know if that's not working. I don't know why it's not working. Oh gosh. Let me see here. We should have, I see and hear you, but you're not on. Here we go. Let's try this. Okay, I'm accepting you. Oh my gosh, we're so close. I'm trying to accept you, Mary. Why is it not working? Do you have like a protection setting on or something?
Is it working?
It's a miracle. Okay.
It's a miracle.
Hey.
I had to switch to my phone, which is fine. It's totally fine.
Gosh, maybe that's it, because I always use my phone because I know that on the computer I will not be able to figure things out.
Yeah.
On Instagram. I think that's the trick. I think you're right.
Well, happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. I cannot thank you enough for joining me. You're like a superstar. I'm so impressed by you in every way. You probably heard me talking about it, but I'm like, I know Instagram is Instagram. Like, we're not supposed to, you know. Well, I guess we are supposed to find out things about people on Instagram. When I watch your Instagram, I'm like, this woman manages to have so much fun, be so lively, do so many amazing projects, and balance a beautiful family. And obviously you're still having fun with your husband because he's in the videos too.
Well, you're very sweet. My Instagram is struggling.
No, not if you're me. I don't know why we're having these issues freezing, but you're frozen. What is it? I blame Texas. Is that where you are? I think she's in Texas. So Mary is from Texas. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining. We're a little frozen. Thank you for the thumbs up bubbles, even though we're frozen here. I don't know. She got bumped out. Okay, so here we're trying it again. Come on, we can do it. I don't know what's Mary, I don't know.
Instagram does not want us to be great today.
I don't appreciate it. I really don't. This is my one chance, my one shot with Mary. I really don't.
Well, we'll hopefully get many more chances, but no, you left off saying the very, very kind things. My mom is on. She's saying hello.
Hi, Mom. Oh my gosh, I love that. Yeah.
But no, thank you so much. I mean, I was saying that my Instagram is struggling. I do the best that I can at posting, but it's just when you're busy, I don't know how people do it. I would love for someone to share with me how they're able to create such amazing content when you're just in the thick of it all the time.
I think there are people who, from what I've heard, because I am terrible. Like, you think you're bad, look at mine. Like, I just can't. So I've decided to let a lot of that go. I really think people either have a lot of help, honestly, or they have some sort of like structure. Like they know exactly, they plug things into their Canva templates and they post it. Right. Which is phenomenal, but I can't. So for me,
it just takes too long. And I feel like that time that I could be doing editing, because at this point, it's like Instagram has made it to where you have to be a professional editor. Yes. To do, and I'm sure there are all these apps and tools that we could be utilizing, but I rather use that time to be with my family or to be, usually my downtime is sitting in silence.
Yes, me too.
So being on Instagram is too much.
Do you have some
introvert? I am. Yeah. I love people, but I love being by myself, and because I'm with people all day, and I'm constantly talking all day, when it's time to shut it off, I shut it off. Right. And I can't deal, like TV, I can't deal with any of it. I ride in silence in my car. I do. It's kind of serial killer, but it's what I do. It's my process.
Stop it right now. You're not scary. I can tell you that much at all. But
no one will be afraid of me.
You're not scary. Okay. Being around people all day, this is so interesting because reading your bio and like learning about you, the fact that you started as a flight attendant is like so amazing to me because talk about people all day. Oh my gosh. I don't think I could. And also like essentially being a parent to all those people all day. I don't know.
You know what? I loved it. I miss it. But there's a part of me that still, I always say that I'm still very service driven. Yeah. I think I've always been that way, and being a people pleaser, kind of, I think it helps with that. But as I'm getting older, and I turned 40 last year.
Okay. You're not as old as me.
Listen, it's been actually great. It's been so freeing to just let a lot of things go. And I feel myself getting stronger every day, and all I could attribute to is turning 40. Yeah. And being like, okay, this is who I am, and I'm okay with it.
It's a new phase of life, right? And you can also really appreciate, I think, where you came from and how you got here.
Right.
When you're at this phase, and even though, I don't know, for me, listen, I'm 45, so I just turned 45.
Wow.
I'm having a weird, because at 40 I think is great too, but I'm having a weird, like, I'm like, is this midlife crisis where I'm like questioning all my decisions? I'm like, look, I've got a great family. I have a great life. I've created this, as you have prioritized your family, kind of fell into a new business, right? With your husband, as you guys developed this design business. Now, how many years has it been you've been doing design in the real estate world and stuff?
Well, my daughter is 8, so my husband decided to leave his career in the oil industry after 15 years. He worked with his family, And it's interesting because that's what happens to the menses. They don't decide to grow up until it's time to grow up. And we had a 5-month-old baby, and he's like, okay, yeah, I think it's time to try something new. And I'm like, no, it wasn't. It was the 6 years before that we were together that we didn't have children was that time. Okay, so now you're waiting till we have this little human to take care of.
Yep.
But ultimately, it was a great decision, and I guess we have to give him a lot of credit because a lot of great things
They
happened
sure did. It's like it was meant to
after
be.
that.
I don't know how you balance it all right now. We were just one of the things I really wanted to talk about with you just a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've done a lot of design TV. Just being a great personality, having this great
Mm.
talent, and also being into people, like you said, into the service, which I also totally vibe with.
Yes.
It's so much about serving the people, really, over anything
Yes.
else. I think that shows the genuineness of that.
Mm.
But you've had two networks now you worked on at least, right? So HGTV. I mean, you've done Today Show and other things like that, which is so awesome. But you worked on projects for both HGTV and now OWN. How was that? Because the OWN project is incredible, guys. Rebuilding Black Wall Street, such an important story. I
Yes.
want to say, I was talking about it earlier, and I was like, it's such an important and wonderful service. I'm like, it's not a service. It's like a right. It's like justice. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a rebirth, that should never have
Yeah.
had to be reborn, right? Um,
Right.
so I just love to see people who are living their truth, who are doing both. I do like the word activism, it's fine, but service, right? Like
Yes.
you are choosing to not just design and do beautiful things, but also to
Right.
do that in service in like really big ways. How was that working on rebuilding Black Wall Street on OWN?
First of all, thank you for saying that because that truly is. And now going back, I think about, I can't wait to show you my show and tell because it kind of
Yay!
coincides with that. This idea of like wearing a cape and being a superhero and something, which is something I always wanted to be. And I was just like, how can I wear my cape? How can I use the tools that I have to help others? Because you're right, it's not about going to working with the highest bidder and the client and how much money you're going to make. I'm like, no, I want to do this. If this is what I'm doing, how can I do it to, you know, better enrich someone's life and to give them
Yeah.
something they never thought they could ever have.
Yeah.
And I've seen that over and over again, working on HG, working on Hometown Takeover.
Yes.
And now with Rebuilding Black Street was like, the timing of that was so amazing in my life because it was exactly what I needed in that time of like just really embracing who I am, the ancestors, learning. I mean, we learned
So
so much.
much.
And the thing about history, a lot of people, when you talk about these sorts of things, you kind of cringe, like, oh my gosh. But it's just you have to learn these things because we've just
Totally.
so much that we don't know that we can actually do better. Like that's the
Yeah.
whole point of it is
Right.
let's learn about it so that we can take that and make sure it never happens
Right.
again. And then what can I do with my cape to make their lives better? And if it's picking out some paint colors and John in there, cutting butcher block, like if that's what's going to make their life better, because if not, her kitchen was falling
Right.
apart, one of them, it's like, why wouldn't we do that?
And more than that, what you're doing is telling the story while you're
Oh,
doing those little acts of that seem little to you but are huge to someone else, right? Those little
huge.
acts of service, I guess, but also like giving and your storytelling. So you're part of this very important story that's being told. Like you said, you live in Texas, right? You're in the South.
Yeah, we live in Houston.
So there's a little more difficulty sometimes in some of these areas getting properly educated and putting that in the public school
Right,
system, and it's a shame to see it because we're not doing it to make people feel bad. We're doing it to educate and show the signs of like how community can be better together.
right,
And if we're not going to be aware of like the truth of what's happened in the past, we can't do that as well.
right.
So I think it's a beautiful story to tell.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate you supporting the show and really supporting me and my
Yes.
husband. And I mean, you are always so kind, and I really appreciate that because
Well,
it's tough out there when there are a lot of designers who we're not in competition with one another. Like, we should be supporting one another more and more. And I had great support with Paige Turner, who was
I
such an
love her
amazing support.
too.
Yes, from the beginning. She's always been such a great support of
She's
everything that
not
John and I
afraid of
do.
other people. She's genuine. We're not supposed to talk about Paige, but y'all, Paige is beautiful. She was on my show last season. She, similar to
Yeah.
you, a spirit of generosity and power, and um, owning her ambition and
Yeah.
knowing that that's a great thing, and not at the expense of anybody else.
Right.
I have run into, unfortunately, some new situations where I just assume the best in people. So I tend to start these relationships with like a very open book, like an honor-based approach. And when that doesn't come back at you and you find out later you were sort of like duped,
Mm.
that can be tricky. I'm struggling with that. I'm trying not to take it personally, but be like, not everyone's going to approach things the same way I am, and that's okay.
Right.
But I will continue to do it the way I do it. So thank you for saying that. I don't know if I have that much to give, but I love hearing from new voices. I don't believe in scarcity in talent or opportunity.
Right.
And I just think we're all going to land where we're meant to land with the personalities and the relationships we have. And I've noticed that about you. One of the things, I actually met you at High Point in person. High Point Markets.
Yes.
Trade show for designers, really, because it's a lot of new to market, like the furniture,
right,
and the textiles, and it's all design related. But that was really fun, and you were with another superstar. You and Chelsea.
They're definitely
and Cole.
superstars.
Yes, but just there's a giving spirit about you. I mean, it can be hard sometimes when you are working with people who may be the most wonderful people in the world, but for some people it can be hard knowing that they have this great platform and this like super fame. Maybe not for you, but for some people it might be hard to like, work with and not like above, or I don't know, to share instead of like seeking something from them, or I don't know. It's just nice to see that you have these people value your friendship and your talent because they know how genuine you are.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, Chelsea and Cole are really amazing humans first, and they have very strong family values that are very similar, to John and I. I mean, really all about family.
Yes.
And the people that they surround themselves with and bring in, you become family, because it really is just that strong of a connection from the beginning with she and I. And I'm excited for this year. We'll have a lot of new things to share, and I'm completely supportive of their journey. And I know what it's like to start new and to come from somewhere. Like we talked about before, starting out as a flight attendant, and then I worked in hotels before that. And now to say that I'm a designer, I did not give myself that title until recently. I felt like I had to earn that. And it wasn't like, oh, they're hiring me and they're paying me to be a designer. No, I wanted to pay my dues.
Right.
And the University of Life experience, because they always ask,
boat.
Yeah, did you go to school to be a designer? And I'm like, no, but I mean, at this point, 8 years in, over 100 homes plus, I was like, I think, Mary, you need to give yourself some credit.
Yeah.
And
it's interesting as a designer, as you touched on a really good subject. Having education is phenomenal, wonderful, and there are many ways to do it. Right?
Absolutely.
One way is to have the process and learn, and also I have found, as someone who's hired people out of design school, because they feel a need that I don't have, right? Like with the CAD and like a lot of the drafting. There's a lot they didn't learn that I definitely did learn.
Yes.
So we share that with each other and we acknowledge it, and we don't, no one person is better. You're just coming with a different background of education.
Absolutely. And I think, like you said, there's more than one way to do it. And that's going back to Chelsea and Cole. They're so great at building that team and recognizing, like, hey, we don't know everything. Right. And the same for me. Like, I have a great team as well, because like my sister, who works with me on pretty much every show, she's the organizer. She's the steadfast. I can't walk into a space that's cluttered and be like,
right.
Like she can. I need it cleared out so I can see it, You find people who have what you don't have so that all of us win together. It's
Yes,
not about the one person. It really is like, I need you guys and we need each other
right.
so that we can lift each other up and win together. And that's what it's all about.
I love that. And that's been your experience. Like, I don't want to dig into anything dramatic, but you've been lucky and fortunate enough to really run into mostly those relationships, even in the TV industry, which isn't always that way. I'm just going to say it.
Mm,
It can be, but I feel like I've struggled a little with just some awakenings of like
mm,
how things work. And I'm trying to, and I still think it's a fabulous catalyst for a lot of things, but just it's been
absolutely.
hard for me, to like, how have you navigated that? Have you seen any of that, or have you been really fortunate to sort of see just supportive, wonderful people?
I have been really, really lucky. I'm not gonna
Great.
lie. You know, I always say it starts with luck, but then the hard work comes in. But I have been really fortunate to work for a production company, primarily with this one production company, and woman owned and operated, and they
Wonderful.
are just cheerleaders. They're supportive. They are detailed oriented. And the individuals that they work with they're just good people.
Great.
Like we all end up working, like we're literally, I joke, we're traveling circus. If you go and look
Yeah.
at my stories today, the people in my stories are people that I have met along the way that I've never in my life would have met, right? If I would have just stayed here in Houston. But I mean, they're now a part of our family and they all traveled here to Houston to spend New Year's with us 2 years in a
Right.
row. And so it's just, yeah, I guess,
That's
yeah,
incredible.
and I don't take it for granted. I don't. I've been really, really lucky to just be around really great people.
Yeah. I think you're really, here's what I would say. I wouldn't say you're lucky to be around all those people because you create that. You create that energy in
Oh,
the world. But I will say you're lucky that that was your first experience. And then you got to
yes,
jump off of that and then really build that with those people. That is phenomenal. I mean, that's sort of the dream, right? Is to find that group of people that you can trust and you have each other's back and you can, evolve and grow and create. I mean, that's the goal. That's something I'm sort of still grappling with. So it's great to hear that people have really found that. That's awesome.
oh, I see such great comments. And my friend
Listen,
Christina, who
I
I
was
was
going to
just,
say,
she's one of those people too, who, you know, moving into this neighborhood, it wasn't a lot of black families in
yeah,
this neighborhood, but we found each
yeah,
other and we're like, we are sticking together forever. But, thank you. I just feel so, I know I used to work grateful all the time, but I am because I know that I've seen the other side of it. And I know that there are people who won't root for you, but I just I don't even
see,
receive it. I don't know.
that's
That's that
smart.
40 block.
That's good.
It's,
That's what's good about, I can tell that already about you. You have this, a calm about you that accepts that. Like, that's not about you. So you're not
it's
going to
not.
spend your
It's
time
not.
worrying about it.
And again, I remember I was the people pleaser, and then all of a sudden I turned 40, and I'm just like, I want to please people in a way that makes me happy, not make them
Right.
happy, right? And everybody's going to be happy, but it's the mindset of, am I doing this only for
Correct.
their satisfaction? And so it's just that learning and growing that we continue to do.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
phenomenal. And you're teaching that in everything that you do and in every word that you speak and in every relationship that you have. And that is incredible. And I just am so happy that you came to chat with me about it.
Of course. No, thank you for having me. And I'm just, again, it's all about building relationships and being able to support each other, even from
Yeah.
afar. I don't even know where you live. I just
Oh my gosh.
learned that
Okay.
you were a
So
singer.
I'm in New Jersey. I know I had to look yours up too. It's okay. Because we live on the TV and the internet in like our own ways. And listen, I am yeah, I'm in New Jersey, so right outside of New York City. So I definitely work in the New York
Wow.
area, I work in New York suburbs. And you get to work all over the globe, essentially. Like maybe more in the US lately, huh? Have you
More,
ever gone overseas? Or anywhere else?
As a flight attendant, yes. As a flight
Yes.
attendant, I worked for a private charter and we flew to Department of Defense. So we did military for 2 years of the 3 years that I was there. And then I went on to work for U.S. Airways that then turned into American Airlines. And then here comes John leaving his job. And then we got a show, then a second show.
Yeah.
And then at that point, I'm like, we're just going to own this and we're going to operate as a team and really work on our business.
Yeah.
Something we learned from a business coach, working on your business, not in your business. And, and then we just took off from there. And it's been 8 years of, building and creating together. And the most beautiful part of it is that our kids get to see mom and dad build things and create
I
things.
love that.
And yeah.
I got to tell you, because I adore my husband. We happen to have been being married almost 23 years, I think. I can't
Wow.
remember how long we've been
Amazing.
married. Maybe it's 21. I'm so bad. I can't remember. Okay, I'll do the math. It's 21. It was 21 years. Okay, I just aged
Oh,
very
gosh.
quickly. But I am so jealous of people who get to do, not jealous isn't the wrong word, but I wish he was like into what I'm into so we could do it together. Although I will say it's very helpful that he pretty much paid the bills for many years because his job did that. Again, also he
Yeah.
changed careers similar to your story. When our first baby was born, we started as actors. We were singers and dancers and actors in
Wow.
musical theater in New York City. And we were doing that. But like once we had the baby, he was like, oh, I don't want to do that anymore. So
Right.
very funny to see the career changes. And now, and for me, I definitely went through a lot of evolutions there as well. So I relate to that in your story, but I really relate to you talking about just ownership and understanding and knowing yourself
Yes.
and no longer trying to fit the mold of what someone else may
Yeah.
want you to be, because
Yeah.
that's not about you.
And
And
it's tough.
yeah.
It's tough.
And I'm sure
And
that your life
even on,
experience has been different than mine as well. But
well, and going back to, even Instagram, there's someone that I follow who I'm obsessed with. Like, he's a designer. He's like the male me, but better. Like, I'm like,
no,
he's who I want to be and desire to be. And I don't know how he does it. I don't.
are you going to
But it's
tell
that
us who it is, or
pressure.
is that a secret? You're holding that close.
And I feel bad because I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but his first name is David. I'm gonna have to send you.
Okay, send this to me.
I think he's in Memphis, but I'll have to send it to you. Here, I'll send it to you here in a second. But I'm obsessed with his whole
Yeah.
vibe.
Okay. I'm looking it up right
Here,
now. David,
wait, hold
designer,
on. I'm gonna tell you
Instagram.
it's spelled so David dot and then his last name is QUARLESIV. And when I tell you I'm obsessed with him,
How
wait, just
did you
look at
find
him.
him?
I don't know
I mean, he's
because I love
super famous
plants.
on Instagram, so
No,
that's probably how.
he loves plants and pretty things, and I'm like, and he at that time he was wearing red glasses, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, who is
You
this
guys are going to
person?
be
He just
best friends. I'm manifesting it. It's
listen.
happening for you.
Okay, he's my best friend in my head, and I don't know if that's creepy or what,
No, it's
but
cool.
I'm obsessed with
Totally
him.
cool.
But it's just that pressure of like, oh, is this what a designer's page supposed to look like? Because mine doesn't look like that, right? And so I just had to say, you know what, Mary, it's okay that I don't get to show every single project that I work on or, every single moment of the day. Like, man, like because I'm living it.
Yeah,
I'm really busy
exactly.
and I'm busy living it. I'm busy doing it with people who, I cherish and the
Yeah.
relationships that I cherish. And one day I'll get my life together.
I mean, first of all, yes, I'm the same way where I'm like, why don't I have a billion pictures of these projects? Why am I not? I think there's also something to be said for, and I don't know your experience, but like TV can get in the way of that a little bit because
Mm,
you're spending a lot of time doing that, and it's not really it's not that you don't own those designs in a way, but really ultimately they're sort of owned by the show. So even though you did the work and it's your designs, like it's not the same to like you can't really tout it to like magazines or anything like that. So it's kind of an
right.
interesting
Especially
secret
working
about that
behind the
stuff.
scenes. Yeah, especially working behind the scenes, you have to be really careful about what you share, because it is a
Right.
collaborative effort.
Right.
But I thought you did a phenomenal job. When watching your show, you did a great job following up with your posts, and I'm just like, see, that's what I was supposed to do. And
I listen. You know why though? I will say I'm going to be very honest here. I let a lot of my business go during that show
mm,
for two reasons. One is I had scaled to a certain level when I got the show, And then I was at a point where I was in a transition anyway.
Mm.
I don't want to talk too much about myself, but where like I either had to hire and keep that going at the pace it
Right.
was going at while I did the show, or I had to sit back and decide not to grow the business and to really focus on the show and my family. And I have 3
Right.
children too, so I chose that. Now that did come from a little bit of a place of fear, and I think if I had it to do over, maybe I would have leaned in a little more to like growing the team and
Right.
sustaining outside work.
Yeah.
But I think I was so invested in the show, and I wanted to do so much of the work myself. And as you know, there's teams behind you as well that help out
Yes.
on the production side, that I wanted to be so involved, and it was so new, and it was such a different format from like, it wasn't like they were just following me in my design business. It was such a different format that I had
Right.
to sort of recreate things. So I will say that that also can slow you down sometimes. Depends on what your choices are when you're doing TV. But for
But you
me,
learn so
so
much.
much.
And at the end of it, you're just like, I cannot believe I did that. And you made it through. I swear, I tell people all the time, because I get to talk to a lot of new hosts also, almost like, not like a mentor, but just like, I know what you're going through.
Yeah.
And you do feel sometimes that you're just on an island by
Yeah.
yourself until you meet individuals like yourself. Or for me, it was talking to Paige, and I
Yeah.
just felt so seen in some of those moments where I'm like, oh my God, okay, so it's not just us. Like, because
Right.
you just feel like you're falling and failing the whole time. And
Yeah.
then you get to the end and you're like, oh, wait, no, actually, we created something
We
amazing.
did that.
Uh-oh, I'm about to get told. I just realized I locked the garage door. I see my kids going
Oh
across the lawn.
no! Let them in. Go do your thing for a second.
John's going to come through the front door like,
Why'd you lock the door? Say
I
to
always
Simon, be quiet. But anyway, we're
do.
almost done,
I
so
always
don't
lock
worry. We're gonna fit.
the door because I'm in here alone and I just assume people are going to walk
That's
in on me, even though I live in a
smart.
cul-de-sac
I'm
and
not
I
gonna
can
lie.
see.
No, don't ever assume. I'm sorry. I watch a lot of true crime, and I probably shouldn't. But I will tell you this: the safest thing you can do is have blinds. People get blinds. I don't understand why nobody has blinds at night, especially. And lock your doors. It's fine. It's
Lock your
not being
doors.
creepy. You're not being overly cautious.
Nope.
Perfectly fine. Okay,
Nope.
Mary, you're the best. I hope we stay friends forever.
Oh,
You're the person I think that I'm best friends with on the internet. you're
oh,
like
stop.
you're like my David. You and Paige, basically.
Oh,
Anyway, David, you got a major shout out. I will tag you in this.
please. Oh my
um,
God. I'm obsessed with him. I love him so much.
oh my God. Well, this
Him
is
and
so
The
funny.
Rock.
Don't worry. It's just platonic. Okay. I want you to tell me
Exactly.
well, first of all, I want to ask you my love questions because I'm probably going to, like, what is warming your heart right now? Like these days, like when you think of it, what makes your heart feel so warm?
I was thinking about it, because I travel so much and I've been nonstop traveling for 2 years now. Being home just makes me happy. Being with and not the physical home. I realized, and I wanted to share this. I've been doing my vision board, and I found this clip, and it says, "My home is the joy of family time." And I just thought that really resonated with me because my family, it's the time, it's
Right.
the quality time together,
Yeah.
and it doesn't have to be in our physical house, but just when I'm traveling, the fact that my husband gets on the road with 2 small children and drives 16 hours to
To
come and
see
see me,
you. That's
to see with
awesome.
me and see and spend, whatever many days they can. It's just that time that means everything to me. And
I love
so,
that.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome. Well,
just
you're
again,
really
just
appreciating it. The
grateful.
gratitude is everything, like you said. It's wonderful. So home to you these days, what does that mean? That means the family, like you just said. So that answered sort of both those questions.
Yeah, just having many more memories, making adventures, and just seeing. I think that's the great thing about having kids is seeing the newness in their eyes. Like we're all having to relive it through you know what I mean? Through their
Yeah.
eyes. Like there are things that you just wouldn't notice in your everyday life that they notice the smallest things, and you're just like, huh, yeah, okay, yeah. Like
Yeah.
I, I wouldn't have seen that if you didn't
And
say something,
you know what? Wait till they get even older because yours are little, right? Pretty little.
Yes.
I'm telling
Oh, so
you,
when
the coolest.
oh,
How old?
they're 8 and 6.
8 and 6. So they're getting there, right? For me, I have a 10, a 12, and a 19-year-old.
Oh,
And the people that they become and like the way they're different from you is to me like one of the coolest things. Like
yeah.
seeing how did I make this person
How?
who's like so incredible at different things than me? Like
Wow.
it's just
Hi,
great. So anyway, so what
Matt.
What
I see
creates
they're all saying hi. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, hi
hi.
everybody.
Oh,
Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. I know that Mary is the one who brought you all here because I don't, again, have the greatest social media following. It's not my strength or my strong suit. I'm kind of a little bit introverted, except when I'm talking to people, which
I
you can
love
see.
that.
But I'm learning. I'm going to learn too, Mary. I'm going to try to up my game maybe in like 6 months. We'll
We're
see.
trying. That's all we're trying. We're doing the best we can.
Then something else will be new and I'll be behind on that. So it's fine. That's why I like doing
Sure.
these, because I like doing this. Like, I love talking to people. This is what I'm going to lean into and sharing people's stories. And so the
I
last
love
question that
that.
sort of leads us to this, what creates a feeling of harmony in your life? Like, where you feel like everything is right. Everything is working together in harmony right now.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I've had that yet. It's just I my life is glorious chaos. The harmony has not yet happened, and I don't know what that's gonna. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
do, but
and I
maybe
also
that's your
realize,
music. That's your harmony. That's what creates energy for you. That's what feels like things are working together for
you
you.
I realize that I'm also addicted to chaos a little bit. So
Okay.
maybe the harmony is in the chaos when it's like,
I
oh,
think that's
when you
right.
get to the end.
They
Let me
call
get
that
to
a
the
dissonant
end.
chord. A dissonant chord.
Okay.
It's jazz music and dissonance.
Okay.
Okay. There's
Okay.
nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
I do not function well on chaos, so I'm always super impressed by people who do, because I think it actually speaks very highly of their ability to be like ambitious and driven. I really do. I think that that's something I'm lacking that I'm trying to learn more of. So
Mm,
impressive. So I love
I
that.
am
But now you need
seeking
to,
harmony in
yes,
the chaos.
yes. Can you show us your show and tell? So this is my favorite part. It's like going to kindergarten where I
Okay.
have my guests share their show and tell. Oh, my husband just joined. Hi, you're late. Anyway, that's fine.
Well, mine's not even on
That's
here, so
okay. It's
you're
okay.
winning already. You're already winning.
Thank you.
Okay, my show and tell, and as my office looks like chaos behind me,
Yeah,
you
we're
can't see,
great.
but I shared with you just when I was a kid, I always wanted to be a superhero. I'm a huge like Marvel fan,
Yay, me too.
and
Okay.
I am. And when I was a kid, I used to do like the comic cards and things like that. So I wanted to be Storm.
Yeah.
Um, she was and is still a huge inspiration for me because she was the only black
Yeah.
female comic character.
Originally, too,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
And so one of my friends, Kelly, for again, one of my production friends, we are family, you become family. For my 40th birthday, gave me the most thoughtful gift,
Oh
and
my
it
gosh, an
is the
original
first
comic?
edition of when Storm was on the cover.
That is awesome.
I
How
like
did she find that? She
snot.
must love you.
Dude, I literally snot Viola Davis. Like, I cried so hard when I saw this. It was just the most thoughtful thing, and it was just such a great reminder that we can still be our heroes, but we can be a new version of that. And so it was just a reminder of like, Mary, you're doing great. Give yourself a break. And I have it in my office now.
Oh my
Um,
gosh,
but I just love
that
it
is
so much. And I want to share that with you
delightful.
that you're a superhero.
Okay, I
And
think that's the coolest show and tell we've had. No pressure,
no,
people.
no.
That is incredible. And you are a superhero. I mean, you've gotten there, and it's a lifelong journey, so you don't have to stop now. I mean, it's going to keep going.
That's right.
I hope that our paths cross in many, many ways. You're an absolute inspiration. I love you now, and I'm going to be your best friend, whether you want me to or not,
We're
virtually
best
as
friends.
well.
Christina, tell Grant thank you. Yes,
Yes,
my.
everyone loves somebody else is a big Marvel fan. Weird flex. I like your name. Yeah, my husband is Derek Gatz, by the way, if anyone wants to give him crap for being late. He might have even left already. I
How
don't
did
know.
you
But
see
anyway,
it? It says, because it says the 9.8 grading. Yeah.
yes.
I'm like, how do y'all see that?
I
Yeah, but look, and
think
it's in
comic
the,
people know what to look for, like, and
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, but it was her first time being on the
Cover.
cover. And I was just like, whoa. And look,
Yeah,
our
how
hair
many
is
years
shaved.
that took?
Look at her hair is shaved. I just realized that. Her hair is shaved on the side, and so is mine.
Just like, what are the chances it's meant to be? Maybe if there's another movie rendition,
Yeah, okay.
You never
I'll
know.
do it. I'll be a body double or something. Just
You never
let me put
know.
on the costume and fly in the air and just
I
pretend
know.
like I'm giving us sunshine year round. That's all I want. And a little bit of
I love
rain for my plan.
That's it. We're going to end with that. How perfect. Sunshine all year round and a little bit of rain. Such is
For
life, and such
for
is
the
the
plan.
superhero that is Mary.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank
You're
you
the
so much. This is so
best.
much fun.
Thanks
We
for
should do it
joining.
again.
Okay, we will. We will.
I'm serious.
Okay,
Okay.
for real. Oops. I'm knocking everything over in my tiny office. As you see, I'm very close to the back wall of my office. Houston has a lot more room than New Jersey real estate. So anyway,
You're
thank you
so
again,
funny.
everybody. Thank you for joining. If I see any questions in here that I missed or anything, I'll get to them. But you had a lot of great fans showing up, and everyone was really happy to be here. Thank you all. Some of them know David as well, and they're commenting on that.
Oh,
But Mary, you have brought us a lot of inspiration and joy and reality, and I just love that. I love people who are authentic and real and honorable, and yeah, hope our paths cross many times.
we will.
Mwah!
Bye.
Ciao for now. I'll be in touch later. It takes me a minute to like do the tech, but then once I figure that out,
You
I'll get in touch
listen.
and say thank you.
We're just going to surrender to our no social media. We're going to figure it out, and we're going to get better together.
I like that. I'm going to send you tips when I get one, like every 2
Yeah.
months or something. Like, oh, I just figured this out. And you're going to be like, yeah, I've known that for like 3 months, but congrats. Okay.
Oh my
All right.
gosh, I love it.
All right.
Bye. Have a good
Bye.
day.
Talk to you soon.